it's Celebrity, and today I want to share with you 50 beginner-friendly crochet project ideas that you could try out as a beginner. Now, of course, if you are a complete beginner to crochet and don't know how to chain or make any stitches or do anything like that, I would recommend that you first watch a Crocheting for Beginners video that I will link in the description box down below. That way you know the basics on how to crochet, but then after that, then you could try out some of these projects right here. Now, I do have many crochet tutorials here on my channel, so I'm going to share a couple of those here first, but then everything else is going to be ideas that I found on the internet that either have patterns or listings or just posts that are also linked in the description box down below, so you could go ahead and check those out, purchase a pattern, read the pattern, or just look at the photo for inspiration. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first crochet idea that I wanted to share with you today is how to crochet a top, just a simple crochet top. I do have multiple videos on how to crochet a simple top, but this one is my most recent one. And I have a ton of tutorials on how to make various crochet tops, but this one is the most basic. Now, if you don't like that design, I also have how to crochet a halter top, which is also very easy, beginner friendly, and I even have a pattern that goes with it. Now, if you want the easiest top that you can possibly do, then go ahead and watch this tutorial on how to make a crochet tube top. It is super duper easy. You just make a solid tube top and then make the straps and you're good to go. I also have a tutorial on how to make a basic, easy, plain bucket hat. But if you wanted to challenge yourself a little bit, I also have a tutorial on how to make this mandala. Now, it looks very complicated, but again, I take you through the step-by-step process on how to make every single stitch in this project. So if you want to challenge yourself a little bit, maybe just watch it, see if you can maybe understand it and follow along with it, then I think that'd be a really cool project. You can make bags with it, you can make home decor with it, coasters, placemats. It's just really cool, and I think, again, you think you could do it, but if you find it a little bit too complicated, let's go back to a little bit more beginner friendly with this Mickey Mouse cup cozy. Just cup cozies in general are really good beginner friendly projects. You don't necessarily have to make a Mickey Mouse themed one, but if you like it, here's a Mickey Mouse themed tutorial on how to make a cup cozy. Then I also have a Minnie Mouse. This one is a little bit more complicated, but again, I do try to make it as beginner friendly as possible by taking you through the step-by-step process on how to make it. But yeah, cup cozies are also a great beginner-friendly crochet project. I also have tutorials on how to make coasters, my most recent one being this flower coaster, which is so pretty. Another simple pattern would be how to crochet a granny square. I feel like you could do a lot with different granny squares, so just a basic understanding on how to make a granny square is great for a beginner. Another really easy project is how to make a simple crochet pillow cover. Also, learning how to make a round pillow cover would be great. Now, this may look complicated, but again, if you break it down, it is a lot easier than it looks. But if, again, this is too complicated for you, you could just stick with using the same stitch for the entirety of the project as opposed to making these like granny square looking ones. You could also make these crochet star pillows, which again look a lot more complicated than they are once you break it down. But yeah, if you are up for challenging yourself as a beginner crocheter, I think these are really adorable projects. Same thing with this design, a crochet heart pillow with multiple colors on it as well. And then back to the coasters, there's also this design, which instead of having a coaster with a flower design, the actual coaster itself is a flower. And then here's another flower coaster design, which I thought was really pretty. And also for any of these projects, of course, you could change it to whatever color that you would like. So instead of the green, if you wanted it to be pink or something, it's totally up to you. Following the pattern is just on how to make it, but you could customize it any way you want with the various types of yarn that you want to use. And there's a ton of different flower coaster designs out there, but I wanted to mix it up and give you this fall coaster, which is this pumpkin coaster. Now, because of the various colors on this one, I think this one might be a little bit more challenging for a beginner, but still kind of in the beginner friendly realm. These sushi coasters, which I thought were so cute. And then some more flower coasters, but this is just the flower. The entire coaster is the flower instead of making the flower and then the coaster around it. But now let's get into plushies. This is going to be a long segment because there are so many plushies that I found that I think that you could do. They may may look daunting and intimidating, but I think you could do it. Starting with these crochet frogs. Look how cute they are. You'll notice that most of the items that I share with you today are very circular because I think that those will be the easiest to recreate. So starting off with these frogs here, and these crochet ducks, again, notice that they're very round. But if you want to challenge yourself, there's these crochet bunnies, which are very, circular, but they do have different shapes to them. So it may be a little bit more time consuming and a little bit more complicated. There's also crochet cows that you can recreate. Crochet animals like the bunny, the cow, and like crochet bees are very popular on Etsy, so you could find a ton of different patterns on there. So whichever one you like the best, just look up crochet bunny or cow or bee pattern and you'll find a ton of them. But now for something not so common and rather unique, these crochet gummy worms, which I thought were so funny and so different, but also fairly beginner friendly it seems like, so I wanted to include that in this video. Then there's a pattern on how to recreate this crochet pig, and I believe it's a free pattern, so go ahead and check that out because this pig is adorable. Then there's this pattern on how to crochet these ducks with hats. So cute. So these are a bit of a step up of the other ducks that I share with you, the ones that were just round. These have a little bit more shape to them. And then there's this crochet pug, which I thought was super duper cute. I love his little tongue. It's so adorable. This crochet mini whale. So instead of a giant whale, there's this mini crochet whale, which I thought was really cute. Perfect for like putting on your desk or something. A crochet giraffe. Now this one may be a little bit harder because it's not just one solid color. You have the spots on the giraffe, but I believe that it is going to be fairly easy for you to change colors. Like I think that you could find this fairly easy to follow if you are patient, which goes with all of these projects here, especially as a beginner. If you just keep at it, you will get better and better and better. Next idea are these crochet penguin plushies, which are again kind of round, but really adorable, and they have various colors to them, so it's a little bit more challenging. This one's another unique one. It's a crochet opossum. Now this pattern says that it comes with just the possum or also with the hat, so if you like the hat, then the pattern also comes with how to make the hat, and if you just wanted the opossum by itself, then you can learn how to make it too. And again, this is a fairly round project as well, so I think that you'll be able to do it. And then a really easy plush that you can recreate is this crochet cloud. And then the last crochet plushie for this video, this crochet panda. Now I believe there are two sizes to this pattern, so you can make a mini one and then you can make a jumbo panda, which is so cute. And yeah, so that's it with the plushies for this video, but of course there's a ton of them online, so you could try those out and maybe come up with your very own. If there's a specific character that you want to recreate as a plushie, then you could try that as well. But again, if you are a beginner, I would highly suggest that you start off with these simple ones first and then kind of get an idea of how to create a plushie, and then you can move on to more complicated designs or even your own kind of characters and customizations. But yeah, moving on from plushies, there's also a lot of different kinds of crochet bags that you can make, but the easiest ones would be probably these granny square ones. So there's this pattern that I found that is free and online, again linked in the description box below, as well as these other two. So you could use those granny square skills that I mentioned earlier, how to make a basic granny square and turn it into a tote bag, similar to this design or even this design. Again, there's a ton of different variations of very similar bags using the granny square stitch, or you could use a simpler stitch and recreate a bag that looks something like this. Now this one also has a free tutorial online, and it's just one solid color with an easier stitch if you don't want to use the granny square stitch. So yeah, all three of those bags have free online tutorials that are again linked in the description box down below. And of course, Etsy also has a ton of patterns available online as well, like this pattern on how to make this mesh beach bag, I believe it's called. And again, it's all just one simple stitch. You could again use your granny square skills to recreate this project now, which is a crochet headband, and you could switch it up and use various colors and make different designs with these, but I think these are probably one of the easiest ones, the granny squares, or just the solid headbands. So instead of using granny squares, you just use one stitch to make a headband. Super duper easy. Another cool thing that you can make as a beginner are these water bottle holders. I know they look kind of weird in this photo, but this is basically what it looks like. And then this is what it looks like with an actual water bottle. Now this one has a pocket as well, so you could just make a simple one that just holds a water bottle, or you can make one that's slightly more advanced and it holds a water bottle and your phone. And then if you don't want it to be one solid color, you could also make this water bottle holder that is striped, and like I said, you could change it to any color that you want. And then if you want to go for a more advanced water bottle holder design, there's this flower water bottle holder pattern that you could recreate. And for all you cat lovers out there, there's also very beginner friendly patterns on how to recreate cat hats like this adorable flower cat hat that clearly this cat absolutely loves. And then there's this cat hat, which looks like an aviator helmet, perfectly fit for your adorable kitty. And then if you want your cat to be witchy, there's also this crochet witch hat that you can recreate. And all of them I think are fairly beginner friendly, so go ahead and give them a try. And if you want to make a cat hat for yourself, like a little beanie with little ears, they're super duper easy to recreate. I actually have a tutorial on how to make this fox beanie, which is essentially a cat hat. Like, I know the cat hats are very popular right now, but this is essentially the exact same pattern on how to make that hat. And if you want to know how to crochet a basic beanie, I do have a tutorial on how to make a beanie as well, just a normal beanie with a little poof. And finishing off this video with some more of my tutorials on here. This pink pastel crochet top tutorial is fairly beginner friendly as well. I do have this crochet top tutorial of how to recreate this rainbow top. And lastly, I wanted to include one of my favorite projects that I've shared a tutorial for on my channel, and it is how to make this crochet cardigan. And now again, this is a big project that you're going to need a lot of patience for as a beginner, but I believe that this is fairly easy to follow and fairly beginner friendly if you have a little bit of, like, a tiny bit of experience in making some projects. Even if you just made a blanket, you could probably recreate this, because I take you step by step on how to make each part of this cardigan and how to attach it and everything. So give it a try if you are brave. If you are patient, I believe that you can recreate it. There's a lot of people in my comments that say that they're beginners and are able to recreate it, so I believe that you could do it too. But if that becomes a little bit too overwhelming for you and it's too frustrating, then again, start off with the super beginner friendly projects first and then go back to that one. But yeah, those are all of the ideas that I have to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please give a big thumbs up before you go. And if you love crochet, I have a ton of crochet videos on my channel, ranging from beginner friendly tutorials to more advanced crochet with me's, style my crochet, crochet ideas, and so much more. Also, later this year will mark the 10-year anniversary of me being on YouTube, so I wanted to do something special and kind of pay homage to what I originally started doing here on YouTube to really skyrocket my channel, and that is sharing beginner-friendly tutorials. So I will be sharing a lot of them coming up soon. Many of them are in the works, so stay tuned for that. And be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Both are at Crystal Everdeen for some more fun times. Thank you so much again for watching. If you love crochet, please don't forget to click that red subscribe button if you have not already, so I can see you next time. Bye, and have a magical day.